The clam, wonderful exercise for mobilising through the hips, for recovery a little bit, particularly if you've had a bout of sciatica, and for just increasing mobility through that hip joint. It also allows you to think about working through the glutes and engaging through your buttock. There's lots of levels to the clam. We can start off with a base level and we will build from there. So our base level is lying on the floor, and if you wish you can use a pillow or a cushion, something underneath your shoulder. Our feet on our knees are bent. Feet are roughly level with your bottom, but it doesn't have to be exactly there. Otherwise we're in a nice straight line. What you do with your top arm is entirely up to you. The top arm plays no part in this exercise whatsoever. The focus I want you to think about with the top arm is to make sure that the shoulder stays out of your ears, so they're nice and relaxed and bent. So the clam itself, opening up through the leg, nice and simple movement, using the feet as a hinge. So once again, you'll see that my hand is nice and relaxed, shoulder down out of your ears, as the leg just opens and closes. Now at the moment, not challenging the range of movement, it's simply just to get some mobility happening through the hip. But now we're going to take it up a little bit and give a little bit more thought to what we're doing. So we're going to think about, as this leg opens, really firing through the glutes, so clenching the buttock of the leg that's opening, so preferential glutes firing. And as that leg goes up, it's nice and comfortable to start with. You reach the limit of where you think it will go, and then really fire through the glutes and see if you can go a little bit further. Still using the feet as a hinge, so the insides of both feet are pivoting together. So this is our base level from which all the rest come. If you prefer, we can come up and continue the clam movement in exactly the same way, still focusing about using the top glutes, but here a little bit more lifted up with the elbow underneath your shoulder. When we're in this position, it's really important to think about that tummy and making sure that that underneath waist doesn't droop down to the floor. So we're up tall, beautiful through the upper body. Once again, upper arm is not playing any part of the move, it's nice and relaxed. So this is our next level up. If you wish to go a little bit further, you can come here, up onto your arm. It pinches a little bit through the hip, so for those of you that might be tight through the hip, this might feel a little bit uncomfortable, just to start with, but it gives you a much greater sensation here of working through the hips, and really helps you think about firing the glutes as that leg lifts. So that's the base level clams with the arms in its three positions. If you're in this position, we can take it up a little bit of a notch as well and bring in a side lift as well, so into a side plank. So if you wish to, you can lift yourself up and then continue with the clam movement. Lowering down. Beauty here is that you're really thinking about lifting up through that underneath waist. And you've got a little bit more challenge going on. What you have to remember here though is to not let the clam move drift into the background. So the tummy is tight, hips are forwards, and squeezing through onto the other side. So I'm going to switch sides so we don't forget the other side, and do a very quick recap on those base levels before we do a focus on the higher level. So once again, you can bring down at the bottom just to get some mobility through. Feet roughly in level with your bottom, but it doesn't matter too much. And thinking about squeezing through that top hip, the top buttock as you open up through the hip. The next level of arm position, remember, was elbow under shoulder. The same things applying through the hips and the glutes, and the upper arm relaxed, shoulder out of your ears. But here making sure that that underneath waist doesn't sag. You need to avoid the sag. So up tall and lovely, hips coming forwards a little bit. Arm we can have again straighter, or gives a little bit more thought as to what's going on through the hips. If you find that does impinge a little bit, just make the knees not quite so bent. And then here, if you wish, you can do the lift up and down. Additional thing, if you wish to bring it in, so as you come up, you lift and and reaching over. And no fancy choreography here, this reach is wonderful down to opening down through the side of your body. It really doesn't matter whether it coincides with the leg opening or the leg closing, whatever feels comfortable. We can spend too much time trying to get the choreography to work and not enough time thinking about what the move is that we're doing. And you'll probably find that once you get into a roll of these, there will be a natural point at which it all comes